course, it's not my address. It will be Spirit's address, I trust, because I go into an altered state of consciousness and allow Spirit to use me as their channel, their instrument, to speak to you in their own voices. This is what generally happens. I don't take anything for granted, but this is what tends to happen. Just give me a moment. Thank you.
We come to you by the great power of love. That is our way. We have no other way to communicate with you other than the power of love. We are dependent upon it. We come to you to help you upon your journey of life, for we know and we understand the difficulties that you have in your life. You may well think that we in the spirit world do not truly understand your undertakings in life. The difficulties that you have, whether they be of a physical nature, a material nature, that you are suffering because you are in a state of lack, or whatever the case may be. But, dear ones, know full well that we do understand, for we have all had experiences upon your earth, and our memory is not as such that we would forget such things, for we are always around you to assist whenever we can. So we have to keep ourselves to some degree in tune with that you are experiencing on the earthly plane. Time, of course, does not exist for us in the same way as it does for you. And sometimes you get very, very restless, and we understand this also. You may think to yourselves, it is all very well to tell us to attune ourselves to the great power of love within and feel that power in all things and see it in others. But it is not so easy to do when you feel downtrodden, unworthy, etc. But we come from time to time, whenever we can, just to prompt you, to remind you that there is help in your lives. There is ways in which you can be assisted. There are numerous beings in the spirit world simply waiting to help. So do not feel, I cannot really ask for help. I must do this on my own. That is not what your Creator intended. Otherwise, you would find that we would never be able to come close to you. But it is all part of creation that we are there to assist. So do not hesitate, even in the smallest way, for assistance, for that great power of love to assist you in everything that you do, indeed everything that you say, everything that you think. For we are within that light, that love, that power. Dear ones, let yourselves just be at peace for a moment or two and feel the wonderful power that is present with you.
It is of a very, very strong nature, and it will calm your senses. Calm your body, your mind, calm your soul. So just pause for a moment or two in this beautiful love, and just, if you have your eyes open, just close them for a moment or two and absorb the love that is present and in your mind. Visualize, imagine all the wondrous beings that are gathered here with you. They are close to you. They are radiant in color, beautiful illumined beings come forth to give you love. So let us have a little pause. We thank you all, for not only do you benefit, but we know also that we benefit too, because that brings about the great link between ourselves and yourselves. And so we all prosper. Spiritually, we all prosper. And that is something that when on a spiritual path, you should undoubtedly share with your fellow beings. It is, of course, much more simple to share with those that are on a spiritual path also. It is more difficult to transmit your love, your kindliness, your gentleness, your caring to those that are in a state of friction. But the challenge is greater, and therefore when you accomplish even just a little to those who are not in the frame of mind to fully absorb, they are not willing to be a part of the process. But perhaps they are just a little. And when you achieve that little, then that is surely a greatness, an accomplishment. And that is of greater benefit indeed to all humanity. All humanity, without exception, are here upon this earth to reveal their spiritual being within more fully through the physical, through the material, not to take over completely, that you cannot relate one to another, but to bring about a perfect balance. So many seek to know. They seek to know the journey of their life. They wish to know what it is that they have come here to do upon earth. Questioning goes on, and we see it day after day, night after night, where one searches oneself. What is my purpose here upon earth? Dear ones, it is to find the true spiritual being that you are and allow it to flow forth with the love throughout the universe, to ultimately bring peace, bring joy to the hearts of every man, woman, child, and the tiny babes that come into your world, that they should feel that love in the atmosphere itself when they arrive into your world. This truly is your mission. Let this be your way, and other things will naturally fall into place as you begin to realize within yourself that you all have wondrous gifts without exception. They will not be the same, of course. There is no great purpose in that. But they are indeed to reveal the love within you. That is for all. Let love be your mission. Let it carry you through all experiences of life. For those that reject you, complain, are
pleasant perhaps at times. Let your love within hold you fast and uplift you, give you strength and energy to encompass all with this divine radiance. Let your difficulties be lessened, yet your vibrations be uplifted to the highest degree. It is with great joy that we come to you in a particular way as this. Yet indeed there are many ways we can make our presence known to you. Do not feel in any way whatsoever that you are a lowly child of God. God does not have any lowly children. All are equal. So do not see yourselves as failing in any way whatsoever. You are as loved as any other. And this is how it is by the laws of this universe. And indeed we would go as far as to say all universes. So never feel as you might say yourselves a little short-changed. For if you ever feel that way, it simply means that you have closed your door a little, or you perhaps have it just ajar, rather than wide open to receive in all fullness and to give in all fullness. Know who you are. Know it. Indeed, feel it. Feel that great presence within the breast, the heart of your being, the very core of your being, and become truly familiar with it. That it is for you when you feel truly attuned. You feel an immediate upliftment. Come to you, dear ones, with blessings and with love to reassure you all of the wonders of life. May peace be with you all. Peace be within you, and peace be among you.
Dear friends, there are those that are on many, many levels throughout the spirit world. If this is difficult for you to understand, you cannot really understand in your own mind this process. But there are many, many planes. And there are opportunities for everyone who passes into the world of spirit to uplift themselves, to rectify many, many happenings that they have experienced upon earth. There are those that will speak in a moment, perhaps, if you have the time permitting for a little more, to show you indeed that no one is ignored in the world of spirit. All those that come forth when it is their time to do so, and I would surely add that those that organize for themselves to come perhaps a little earlier than really intended, no one is left aside. All those who come forth into the light are cared for in a natural sort of way. It is not something foreign for us to do this. It is really quite natural, very, very natural for these things to happen. Because once in the light, there are those that are on a similar vibration and a higher vibration also, who lower theirs a little to come to those that are in need. For we have many, many in the spirit world who come. They come from all walks of life. You would understand this surely. Some are quite ignorant to the possibility that life continues, but it surely does. And it does not really matter what another is thinking in your world, whether they think they do not believe. It does not alter the fact that they are living when they pass, and they come, and they wonder, and they are astounded very often. But so many need care and attention. Always there are beautiful things for little children. They are comforted and cared for and nurtured and loved. A beautiful life for them. Hard for many to understand, but it is so.
And I want to say a few words, if you don't mind. I come from a pretty poor state of life on earth. I was what you might call one of those that, you know, has their hat out. And I hope, well, I kind of encourage, I expect, in fact, for them to toss me a coin or two so I could buy something to eat and something to drink and that sort of thing. I didn't feel like I had any capabilities when I was on earth because I really didn't get very far. I came from poor surroundings, I suppose you might say, and nobody had much hope for me for work and stuff like that. And so I settled with that. And that's what I did in my life. But I still found it quite interesting, really, because I didn't really get to know people's faces, but I could get to know their walk, you know, because when you're sitting down, that's really what you see. Pair of knees, feet, that sort of thing, passing you by, busy, busy, busy. Some walk quickly, some slow. They've all got their own characteristics in their walk. So I used to find this quite fascinating. When I used to see somebody that walked differently, well, I'd sort of clock that up as a new one. And that was sort of my life. But once I got into the spirit world, well, it didn't happen straight away, I have to say, it didn't happen straight away. But I've been working quite hard, really, to improve my character, I would say, my character. And I try to help other people that are a bit of a loss like I was when I first came here. And I find that very, very rewarding. And I have to say, my vocabulary has increased greatly. I feel a bit more confident now. I've come through before, but not for some time in this particular lovely gathering you got here, I must say, a lovely gathering. We can see how good it is, and that's what you get taught to look for, if that's what you want to do. So it's just lovely, just lovely.
Oh, good gracious me, can't he talk? He can talk, can't he? I like to talk too, you know. I love to talk. I think it's a great way of expressing yourself as long as you give a little bit of thought in between every now and then. Otherwise it can get you into a great deal of trouble, wouldn't you say?
What do you say? What?
Yes.
I don't hear hardly a word from you. Yes. Well, that's nice. At least one or two agree. I miss a few things upon earth, really. I do. Perhaps it's the people that I used to do the everyday things with that I don't really need to do in the spirit world. And some of them have actually gone to another level, would you believe? Or they've remained where they were. But if we want to get together, we can. We only have to have the thought that we'd like to have a pot of tea or something like that. Does it surprise you now to have a pot of tea? But we do, if that's what we like. And I like that very, very much, because I like to share with one another. And I think over a pot of tea, not your jiggly stuff that you have. I don't really go for that so much. You know, when you're just jiggling up and down for your tea, I like to have a good stir and then put your thoughts into it and whirl it around a bit. I always have the idea that it comes out with a tastier taste, if you know what I mean. Perhaps it's the vibrations, but I didn't know anything about vibrations when I was on Earth. I used to just get out in the hills and look at my hubby with the geese, and he used to look after the geese, and I used to really look after the house, and that's how it was. So not much to relate really upon Earth, but I had a good time. I did. I truly did. Anyway, I'll say goodbye to you now. Otherwise, I'll be getting into hot water. And it won't be a cup of tea either. It won't. It won't be a cup of tea. Always remember to laugh a lot, won't you? Do a lot of laughing, because the vibration coming down your body is very, very beneficial for you. So do that, won't you? Goodbye, dears. Goodbye. Lovely to talk to you.
Lovely to listen.
And God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless you. My. And then there's silence, and you think, oh, well, she's gone. But she hasn't quite. So I haven't quite left town, you might say, yet. And I like to have a little play around. But they're giving me the nod, you know, that you don't have a great deal of time, so I better get on my way. Otherwise they'll say, well, now, Betsy, there'll be no more you popping in like that. But I just wanted you to know, you know, that they come and they're allowed to come. That's the thing. We're allowed to come. We can't just pop into this, what you might call her, and you know, a channel. We have to be selected, and then we have to wait patiently and see how we will go about it and whether we're suitable and all that sort of thing. We just can't take over anything like that. It's not permitted. It's very strict, I have to say, very strict. But it's wonderful to think that some everyday sort of people can just come, some are just like yourselves, you know, can come and have a few words and just reassure you on that level also. Because, you know, the higher ups, well, they're a little different, if you know what I mean, and so they should be. Anyway, they'll be showing me how they are in a minute if I don't say goodbye. So I'm really going this time. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, dear ones. Goodbye, goodbye. And goodbye to the little girl, too. Goodbye to you, dear.